So you said you like baseball, you really stuck with it.
Yes.
What did you like about baseball and why did it stick?
The biggest thing would be just the one-on-one kind of battles. Me and the pitcher, me and the hitter whenever I'm in the field, kind of figuring out a swing, figuring out just kind of their tendencies, stuff like that. I really love that competition, and I feel like it's a little different than basketball or football and some of those. So.
And did you pitch at all growing up? Or
Yes, I did. Up until about 12, and then I stopped and just played center field and shortstop.
Those are the athlete positions, right?
Yes.
Like any team, whether it's this high
Yeah.
or whether you're 18, best athlete goes to shortstop or center field. What do you
Yeah.
like about that responsibility? You must have caught on to that early on. It's like, they're always putting me in these really good positions. What does that mean to you to have that responsibility of being a shortstop or a center field?
Yeah, it's good position of leadership. I think it kind of bestows that on you, and you kind of take that on. And I love that, and I just like to be kind of more of a role model, I'd say, more than an outspoken leader. But I just think it's good for me to kind of set that example in the middle of the field and kind of show them how body language and different aspects of the game, how you're supposed to carry yourself.
Yeah, so you consider yourself more a leader by example?
Yes,
yeah. You're not a guy who's like rah-rah, rally.
No. We have a couple guys for that.
Everybody has a role.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
I love hearing hitters talk just about the science of hitting.
Yes.
Because there's a lot that goes into it to just be a really good hitter.
Yeah.
What is your approach as a hitter? Tell me about your approach as a hitter.
Yeah, that's where it all starts hitting. For me, from a young age, really, I developed this trying to stay in the middle of the field, but mainly for me, it's hitting between the second base bag and the second base men, and aiming for that right center gap. And then just that allows me to kind of adjust off speed, adjust a fastball. If I'm a little late on a fastball, I'm able to shoot it down the right field line, or a little early on a curveball, changeup, can pull it down the left field line. So just staying in the middle of the field allows me to be adjusted and be able to adjust and all that.
Do you hit for power, or is it more like occasional power? You're more of an on-base guy, or how would you describe what you are as a hitter?
I'd say it plays at times. I don't think you can't try for it. If you try for it, so that's when you start rolling over balls, topping balls, topspin, all that stuff. So I think the power comes, it's there, but I think as I get older, it will obviously become more of a part of my game.
As you've grown up and kind of developed in this, what makes you maybe more of an elite hitter at this age? Because when you're 9, 10, maybe you just swing hard and it goes somewhere. And you got a nice looking swing.
Yeah.
What makes you maybe an elite, like top level Major League Baseball prospect type thing?
Getting that approach, just focusing on like the different intricacies of pitching, kind of looking through that tunnel, their little arm slot, different. If they pick or a tip off a pitch, sometimes pitchers will do certain things or fall into rhythms, and all that is really important to hitting. And then obviously just being aggressive early, fastball, and getting that pitch early because you don't want to get behind against some of the elite level arms.
Now, depending on where you look or which scouts you talk to, some people consider you the number one prospect, number one high school prospect. Certainly nobody would probably have you any lower than like top 5. Some people have you as number 1. What does it mean to you when somebody says you are the number 1 player in the country?
I think it's just kind of that fruition of everything I've put into it, all the work since really 6U, all the way up until now. I feel like it's not a weight lift off your shoulders, but it's just kind of nice to say you've gotten a little recognized for what you've done and all that hard work you've put in. So it's just kind of nice to be put up on that pedestal.
Now you're committed to Vanderbilt.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Why did you commit to? First of all, when did you commit to?
Yeah. The spring of sophomore.
Spring
Yeah.
You've been committed there a while.
Yes, sir.
Why was that a place you wanted to commit to?
First would be the coaches, my relationship with Coach Baxter and Coach Corbin. We have a really tight relationship. We developed that relationship over the year before they offered me that scholarship, and I think that was really big for me. I was able to get to know them, get to know their atmosphere. They're big winners. That's obviously another great part of it. They won the College World Series last full season. And then another big one would be academics. My mom's always been big about that, and it's just important to her, and it's important to me as well.
And Vanderbilt has done very well as far as putting guys in the major leagues too.
Yeah.
Some guys who played there 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
Did that play a factor at all, considering the major leaguers that program has produced?
Yes, just the competitive atmosphere they have there. I feel like playing against that talent and playing with it makes you better. You got to play with people better than you to get better. So that definitely was a factor.
Now, you may be able to become a major leaguer without going to Vanderbilt. We'll see what happens this summer. If obviously you're projected to go somewhere in the Major League Baseball draft, possibly very early. What would factor into a decision for you as far as pro or college?
Honestly, right now, my mom, everybody just talked about going to Vanderbilt right now, and that's her big sight. But mainly it's just enjoying this spring season with Jesuit and hopefully getting through the full season without COVID affecting anything, and that's been our focus. So.
Not really thinking about it too much. But,
not yet. No.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
Texas Rangers have a very high pick in this draft. and you are a top pick.
Yes,
There's a
sir.
chance your hometown Rangers can pick you. Should that come to fruition, what would that be like?
That would be pretty fun to play for your hometown team. You've kind of grown up looking for them. But again, really just focusing on the spring, and we'll see what happens when it comes, and it'll just be a blessing if that happens.
You know, at some point you'll be a pro baseball player, whether it's a year from now, whether it's
Yes,
later this year,
yeah,
or 3, 4, 5 years down the road.
Exactly.
What would that opportunity mean to you to get to be a professional baseball player?
Yeah, that's been one of the goals since starting out 6U. So that'd just be another kind of check off the goals, and just the accomplishment would be amazing. Obviously, you always want to be a professional baseball player. That was my initial goal when I started playing, and one day I hope to be a Hall of Famer as well. So, yeah.
A Hall of Famer, that's an ultimate goal right there. But
that is
it's
the
good to
ultimate
have big
goal.
goals.
Yeah.
Tell me why you like to speak like that, to have big goals like that.
You set them high, and it always keeps you motivated, always keeps you hungry. No matter really what you are, #1 prospect in the country, it doesn't really matter. As long as you focus on that and set it high, you always have to keep going somewhere.
Speaking of high school,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of certainly of no fault of your own, but
Yeah.
it's a weird fluke of circumstance. You haven't got to play the baseball playoff game.
Exactly.
You injured your sophomore year, and obviously
Yes.
COVID happened last year.
Yeah.
How important is it for you and your senior teammates, well, all your teammates,
Yeah.
to have a run here together and see how far you can take this thing?
Yeah, it's really important. It's crazy to think a senior year, spring, I've never played in a playoff game. That's insane. But yeah, that's a big goal of ours. First, we want to win district, and then hopefully we'll make a long playoff run. But it's just fun to be with these guys, and just hopefully our work will pay off from the winter and the fall.
How good can this team be?
I think really good. We're good chemistry on the team. I think that's where it starts, and that's probably the most important part of the team. This last tournament, 5-1, played really good together, so I'm really happy about the future.
What have these guys at this Jesuit program meant to you, just as friends, as brothers, as guys you're going to class with? And
Yeah.
I've been closer to them during the whole pandemic thing. But
Yeah.
just what has this group of guys meant to you?
A lot. They're really close. Over COVID, I've kind of realized the value of friendship and how important it really is to have those close guys with you. And it's just something I've come to really enjoy. And it's just fun to spend that valuable time with them, and especially in the dugout.
What's the just maybe a little bit more like the camaraderie in the dugout?
Yeah.
That's like one of the fun parts about
Yeah.
baseball, because it does have its downtime during the game, but you got to kind of keep it light.
Exactly.
How fun is it just being in the dugout with these guys?
It's amazing. This last tournament, we had our own little thing. We did a train little celebration. We have 1-2, 1-2-1 whenever the count. Twos. We have a ton of different stuff we kind of think of, and just funny stuff we say, and it's an amazing atmosphere.
Talk about you about off the field a little bit. You talked about your mom and how she values academics.
Exactly.
How seriously, especially at a school like Jesuit, which is college prep school, so there's certain academic standards here that you have to live up to. How seriously do you take that side of your life, the academic side?
It's very serious. I have like a 4.13, I think, right now, and cumulative is about 98 something. So it's obviously very important to me, and from a young age, my mom's instilled that in me. So I can definitely say I've valued it, and I've proven it through my grades.
Have you been at Jesuit all 4 years?
I have, yes.
Yeah, what is just the school? We talked about the team. What does the school meant to you? Because you've got brothers in there who don't play baseball.
Exactly, yeah.
What does just the school and the community meant to you?
Yeah, it's just nice to have kind of a mix of everybody. You have some athletes, you have some scholars, you have just a ton of different kind of guys. Some, I guess, club guys, some robotics, all those guys. It's just fun to see how their minds think and how they process different things. And I think it's back to that competitive nature. It's good to have kind of that competition in the classrooms because it pushes you forward and makes you want to learn.
Do you have anything you like to study? Obviously, you would love to be a pro baseball player.
Yeah.
We talked about that, but at some point, baseball will end. Hopefully, it's not for a long time.
Yes.
Do you have something you would want to do when your playing days are done?
Yeah, right now I'm taking macroeconomics and then calculus, but mainly what I want to go into is probably financials or economics, something like that.
You know, we talked about a lot, but other than the fact that some of the stuff we talked about as far as academics and baseball, what's something about you, besides the fact that you're a good athlete, that you would want people to know about you as a person?
It's a good teammate. That's probably a pretty big one. I just feel like I'm a good person, genuine person. I'm not really better than anybody else, just a human being. That's a big part. And then I also like music. I played trumpet in middle school, and I excelled at it. So it was just fun. Kind of different atmosphere, different perspective, and it's just fun. Yeah.
Still musically inclined? You play anything now? Or?
I go back to the trumpet every now and then, but yeah.
Awesome. You talked about being a good teammate. What does that mean when somebody calls you a good teammate? So one thing to be a good ball player, but when your friends call you a good teammate, what does that mean when you do that?
I'd say that means more than being whatever you do on the field. I think just people always remember how you make them feel, and more than maybe going 4 for 4 in a game. So if I can ever talk to somebody or make them feel better about a day, I feel like that's more important to me, and that's probably one of the biggest compliments you can get.